All right, so yesterday I did a video about the Washington State Supreme Court declaring a Washington State statute, unconstitutional. In that video, I talked a little bit about the 10th Amendment. I talked about how it was a drug thing and so on and so forth. And a lot of people didn't even actually watch the whole video to get to that point. They saw that the video had to do with legalization or not of narcotics, and they jumped on that. Yay, libertarians! You guys are awesome. Anyway, so I figured I would go ahead and do a little 10th Amendment constitutional lesson. Yeah, this is pretty basic stuff, pretty easy stuff, but apparently there's a lot of people out there that don't understand it. So we're going to make it super simple. Ready? Here we go. So we'll start this off by giving a little bit of a readout of the backstory. Okay, so in 2016, police executed a search warrant in Spokane, Washington, seeking evidence of stolen vehicles. Verbatim report of proceedings, they arrested 3 people on the property, including Shannon Blake. At the jail, the corrections officer discovered a small baggie containing methamphetamines in a coin pocket of Blake's jeans. The state charged Blake with possession of a controlled substance in violation of RCW 6950-4013. At trial, Blake relied on the judicially created affirmative defense of unwitting possession. She testified that her friend had bought the jeans secondhand and given them to Blake 2 days before Blake's arrest. Blake said that she had never used methamphetamine and did not know the jeans had drugs in the pocket. She acknowledged that the drugs had been on her the day of her arrest. Blake's boyfriend also testified that Blake did not use drugs and that she had received the jeans from a friend. So that's the backstory. And that bit that I just read off right there, that is straight from the court documents that were filed. Okay. So now we'll go to the very beginning of the court filing where it lays out the unconstitutionality of the law that got her charged. Washington's strict liability drug possession statute, RCW 6950-4013, makes possession of a controlled substance a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison, plus a hefty fine, leads to deprivation of numerous other rights and opportunities, and does all of this without proof that the defendant even knew that they possessed the substance. So let's go ahead and look really quick at the law itself. RCW 694013, possession of a controlled substance. Penalty, possession of usable marijuana, marijuana concentrates, or marijuana-infused products, and delivery. Number one, the very first thing on there is what we need to focus on here. The rest of it has to do with, just pot. But number one is, it is unlawful for any person to possess a controlled substance unless the substance was obtained directly from or pursuant to a valid prescription or order of a practitioner while acting in the course of his or her professional practice, or except as otherwise authorized by this chapter. I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. I mean, if you're caught with a controlled substance on your person and you're not supposed to have that controlled substance via prescription, then that is a crime. What's wrong with that? Well, let's see what the people who did the article here had to say about that. We begin with the rule that state legislatures have the police power to criminalize and punish much conduct, but the due process clause of the state and federal constitutions limit that power. The key limit at issue here is that due process clauses protections generally bar state legislatures from taking innocent and passive conduct with no criminal intent at all and punishing it as a serious crime. Okay, possession is a crime. Your intent is, if you have possession with intent to sell, that is another category. That is a completely other charge. Possession is a base crime. If you have possession of a narcotic, that is a crime. A lot of states have possession crimes. The Washington state has a possession crime. It is passed into law, as we just saw. So the defense, or whatever, the people taking this to the Supreme Court, continues with, to be sure, at one time it might have been possible for this court to avoid this constitutional issue by interpreting RCW 6950-4013 as silently including an intent element and thereby saving it from unconstitutionality. But that time has long since passed. Just because they decided that times have changed, that people can all of a sudden now, accidentally possess narcotics, just like I accidentally am possessing a rocket launcher in my hoodie right now. Somebody else put it there. I didn't put it there. I don't know, officer. I don't know how I got this.
Oh, sorry, officer. I didn't see you there. It's just, why was I leaving the bank just now? I was just, made a deposit there, safe deposit box. Yeah, it's just what I do on a Sunday. No, yeah, what? I'm not gonna empty my pockets for you. Okay. Sorry. Just don't shoot. I'll empty my pockets. I borrowed these jeans from my wife. They're like skinny jeans. So yeah. Oh, look at that. So it looks like a bomb detonator. Well, they're not my jeans, so obviously it's not mine. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, officers.
Oh, hi, officer. What do you mean put my hands up? I'm just walking down the street. What are you talking about? I look like somebody who stole a car? No, that wasn't me. What? No, like, I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, I'm suspected of this crime that you claim that I did. Gotcha. Whatever you said. Wait, what? What's in my hoodie? I don't know. It's not my hoodie. I just I borrowed it from a friend of mine. Yeah, if we jumped in the pool, you know the whole thing you see in the movies, right? Where, if you jump in the pool at a party, everybody's gonna jump in the pool. It's not what happens. It doesn't really actually happen like that. It's just in the movies. So yeah, I borrowed this sweatshirt from a friend of mine, and obviously he's conservative. He's one of those guys. So I'm sorry. I don't know. Since it's not mine, I don't know what's in it. It's just oh god, that's weird. I don't know how that got in there. I'm sorry. Apologies. Sorry about that. But obviously it wasn't mine. So I borrowed the sweatshirt. So I didn't know it was in there. It's not my fault.
Sorry, officer? What are you asking me, officer? No, obviously I didn't do anything. This isn't even my face. Obviously, why would you even think this is my face, officer? This is just something I borrowed. I borrowed it from somebody. I had no idea. What was on it at the time. So you can't mess with me, officer. You can't mess with me. You cannot mess with me, officer. This is not my face. Not my face.
Yeah, I had a little bit of fun with that. Whatever. Don't judge me, okay? You laughed. You laughed. But, they're not even far-fetched. They're not even far-fetched ideas, right? That's what they're saying. The whole idea behind this, the whole thought process behind, well, I didn't mean to have it, I didn't mean to do it, is exactly how Hillary Clinton got off. Remember that? Remember when Comey spent an hour talking about all of the felonies that Hillary Clinton committed? But she didn't intend to do it. She didn't intend to smash up hard drives with a hammer. She didn't intend to clean up her hard drives with bleach bit, right? She didn't mean to commit the felonies. She didn't know that the felonies were there. Remember the old saying, ignorance is no excuse, right? So, again, this has nothing to do with legalization or not of drugs, okay? If you want to legalize drugs, go for it, man. Do your thing. Petition your legislature. Change the laws. Don't sit here and keyboard warrior about it and complain about it like it matters or has anything to do with anything whatsoever. This is a much bigger picture. The big picture here is that the state Supreme Court changed a law, erased a law, calling it unconstitutional, which it is not unconstitutional whatsoever to sit there and go, Let's see. I live in the state of Washington. My government said that possession is illegal. The states decided it. The state decided it, correct? Now tell me where in the Constitution it says that a state doesn't have a right to do that. I'll tell you right exactly where the state has a right to do that, and it's in the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment says, the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. In other words, if it's not in the Constitution, the states have the right to create a law. The states have a right to regulate their people. The people have a right to regulate, what goes on in their state. Remember Roe versus Wade, when a whole bunch of people said, yeah, the Constitution says somewhere that you have the right to kill a fetus. Somewhere in there it says that. Okay, well, the dissent on there is really kind of pointing right at the 10th Amendment here. And it's saying there's a lot of states that outlawed abortion because that is their right as a state to do that. It is your right as a state to legalize marijuana, to legalize heroin, to legalize cocaine, to legalize whatever you want to legalize. It's your state's right to do it because it's not in the Constitution. Now, we do know that the government had some serious overreaching when it came to powers with the whole Interstate Commerce Act, which took that commerce clause that says Congress shall have the power to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among several states and with the Indian tribes. So they took that and they decided to add to it with a little bit more power with the Interstate Commerce Clause, which essentially just gave the federal government a ton more power when it comes to it. But here's the thing. Here's the little thing about it. When it comes to the marijuana laws, when it comes to legalizing narcotics or whatever in your state, we have a thing called intrastate. Hence why you cannot go to Oregon, buy a whole bunch of pot, and then come over to Washington with it, right? That's interstate. That's where it's a felony. However, when you're within your own state, which is what gives states the ability to, legalize drugs, it's inside their own state. Guess what? The state Supreme Court doesn't get to sit there and go, well, we're going to go ahead and just take that off. I mean, it's been on the books since the 80s. Nobody's found it unconstitutional beforehand. But now, because society has changed, because people's belief system in drugs are different, because people now have this whole idea where, hey, drugs are cool, bro. Hey, again, whatever. I'm a conservative. I believe in personal responsibility. You want to go do drugs? Clean out the gene pool, homie. Do your thing. Go ahead. Take care of yourself, whatever way you want to do it. But that's why it's a big picture. That's why it's a big picture thing. It has to do with the 10th Amendment. The state has the ability and the right, the constitutional right, to declare possession a crime. If I am in possession of an illegal item, knowingly or unknowingly, that is a crime. And if you're unknowingly in possession of an illegal item, you don't really have much of an excuse. Check your pockets. It's not a rocket science style idea. It's not brain surgery to go, no, yeah, okay. Okay, cool. I don't have anything in my pocket. Like, hello. This is ridiculous. This is the nanny state. This is an excuse for the government, for the left, for these there's no such thing as a crime prosecutors to now sit there and go, yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. We're not going to throw you in jail because we think jail's bad. Unless, of course, you're a conservative, you need to go into a camp and re-educate yourself, kind of like they're doing over there in China. But that's a cultural thing. It has nothing to do with legalizing drugs, guys. It has everything to do with the slippery slope of those videos that I played of me doing stupid things. It has to do with the slippery slope of the state Supreme Courts going, we don't like that law anymore. We just don't like it. There's no constitutional basis whatsoever about it. None. But we just don't like it. So we're going to take it to the Supreme Court and we're going to make it go away instead of changing the law and fixing the law in the legislature. Do you understand why I'm doing this video? Do you understand why I did the video yesterday trying to explain this thing and why I was not happy with it? Again, has nothing to do with the drugs. For the last time, it has nothing to do with legalizing drugs or not. It has to do with the much larger picture of activist judges coming up with garbage opinions that are not based on anything constitutional. Stop focusing on the one stupid little petty tunnel vision issue and focus on the much grander issue. If you want legalized drugs, petition your government. Get it on the ballot. Do your thing. Do what Oregon did. This really should not be that hard of a concept. This really should not be this big of a deal. I really should not have had to have made this video. But hey, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys at least enjoyed the little skit things. Even if you don't agree with me, that's fine. This is America. This is the United States. We have the ability and the freedom to agree and disagree. For now, we're losing that ability. We're losing that freedom. But at the moment, we still have the ability to agree and disagree, even though there is a whole side of the country that just wants to make disagreeing illegal if you disagree with them. And they're going to win unless you start standing up. I'm going to end every video the same exact way, guys. I'm going to end the videos by saying, time for you to get off your couch, time to get out there, time to get involved, time to start showing the country that we're not afraid to stand up. Because we're losing our freedoms. We're losing our ability to agree or disagree. If you have an opinion that doesn't go along with the status quo, look what they're doing in Congress. Look what they're doing all over the place. People are afraid. People are hiding because they're afraid of being called a terrorist or a conservative. It's time. It's time to get out there. Time to get out there and show that you're not afraid to be an American. You're not afraid to wave a flag. You're not afraid to have an opinion that doesn't go along the status quo. It's time.